I love the idea of physical video game competitions. I love the idea of getting together with your friends and playing against. So like the in-person mode where you can play up with 8 people, I think that sounds awesome, and I look forward to doing that. We talked about this a couple days ago when there was a leak about a Nintendo World Championships game coming to the Switch. Well, that was announced today. And Arch, you don't know anything about the Nintendo World Championships at all, do you?
Nothing. This is the kind of stuff that I would see in issues of Nintendo Power released in Norway 5 years after they were released everywhere else, and be like, "Wow, America's such a great country. Look at what they have."
Yeah, America, let's go. All right, so the Nintendo World Championships, for those who don't know, was this thing that originated back in 1990. And there's a trailer for this game, and it's about 3 minutes long, and we'll get to about like the first like 2 minutes of it. But I thought that it'd be good because it does do a pretty good job of describing what the Nintendo World Championships were and what this game is. So let's go check this out, and you can provide your thoughts on this as we go along. So here we go.
I'd like to welcome you all to the Nintendo World Championships.
Electric crowd here. The batteries are charged.
Before I walked out on the stage, I was incredibly nervous. It was my first time in that sort of environment.
The audience was insane. We're wild.
I'm having the best time of my life here.
It's so funny to see these kids like grown up, 7 years later. So yeah, I'll kind of save you the TLDR. They talked to some of the competitors, right, and the champions of it.
World champion.
By the way, I'd like to point out that also included in this Nintendo World Championships, but not included in the video, is Gerard the Completionist. He was not reached out for comment for this trailer after the insanity. Yes, they decided to bypass him. He was very brand safe at the time, not so much now. Well, let's go.
The brand safer they are, the darker the secrets.
Let's continue.
After the competition, I was definitely feeling in my head, I can do better. I can come back. I can have some sort of redemption arc. In my living room? Really?
Bring the excitement into your own home with the Nintendo World Championships NES Edition game. Challenges include racing to grab the Super Mushroom, defeating the Octoroks as fast as you can, reaching the gate as quickly as possible, and so many more. Take on over 150 challenges from across 13 different NES games. Aim for the best time in speedrun mode. Compete for the top spot in the World Championships weekly global online leaderboards. Or take the competition to the couch with up to 8 players in party mode. Nintendo World Championships NES Edition launches July 18th on Nintendo eShop. Nintendo World
And this is kind of neat. They have a physical edition.
Championships NES Edition Deluxe set will also be available, containing a gold-colored replica cartridge, 13 art cards, 5 pins, and a physical game card. Pre-orders are available now.
All right, so overall thoughts on that, Arch, as somebody who has no nostalgia for the Nintendo World Championships. You see kind of what it is. General thoughts?
Well, nostalgia is the word I'd immediately mention, yeah. And it's also like the idea of like just a speedrunning thing, like a bunch of short games set on a cartridge. Sure, why not? It's a good idea. But it's also just like so old world-y, this. You look at the earlier parts of the trailer, like there's kids having fun. It's a positive gaming event. It's like, wow, that's Jurassic Park.
Right.
Lost World.
Well,
I think it's really cool.
It is, and it's fun. I think the problem I have with this, and by the way, I'm gonna buy this, and I want the physical
For
edition.
$59.99.
I'm gonna go buy it. I will buy if I can get the physical edition. By the way, they're already sold out. If I can get a physical edition,
Oh, it says releases 7/18/2024 on the Nintendo website. Check the private
yeah, but
chat.
you can pre-order them now. You can
Oh.
pre-order them, and you can't buy the physical edition. Yeah. So, anyways, yeah.
That sucks.
But for those who may be interested in this, this actually does look very similar to a product that Nintendo had over a decade ago back on the Wii U, which was a game called NES Remix, which is literally the exact same premise. And here's a trailer for that and kind of gives you a rundown of that. So the idea is, does this look familiar? Oh, look, you accomplished your goal. It's the exact same thing. But all they did was put a new title on it and, test your skills in altered 8-bit challenges. It's the exact same thing. I think that's my problem with it. And by the way, once again, problem is a very loose term.
Your nitpick, I'd say. Your one little
My
criticism.
nitpick. Yeah, I think that's a better way of saying it. My nitpick on it is that I don't like the Nintendo World Championship for me, a 42-year-old dude, has like this heralded past. Like it always has this aura attached to it. And I love the idea of physical video game competitions. I love the idea of getting together with your friends and playing against. So like the in-person mode where you can play up with 8 people, I think that sounds awesome. And I look forward to doing that. The problem is that I'm not going to be able to find 8 people to play with that are good at these things. But it'd be really fun. But I think it kind of sullies the name of the Nintendo World Championship. I just would have preferred it. They would have just recalled it like NES Remix 3. But it's a new coat of paint, and people will gobble it up because they're idiots like me.
Well, just so you know, Extra Zero's been sending me links, and he found it for Best Buy that you can still pre-order the physical. So I'm gonna put it in your DMs. Shout out Extra Zero.